welcome you inside Acrisure Arena for the championship game. It's time to crown one here in the desert of Palm Springs, California. On the invitational side of the Acrisure series, it's the Washington Huskies out of the Big Ten and the Santa Clara Broncos. Normally you would think in this situation, my name is Blake Neiman, by the way, here with Andres Armenta, that Santa Clara, being the mid-major power that it is, a consistent contender in the West Coast Conference, competing with blue bloods like Gonzaga, would have had the upper hand in this all-time series. But you did some great research, Andres, finding out that the Broncos haven't beaten the Huskies since 1977.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane, in my opinion. So 6-1 all-time Huskies are against Santa Clara. Last time these two sides played was in 2018 during Feast Week out in Vancouver, Canada. So what's it going to take for Santa Clara to come out on top here? We're looking at two guys. We're looking at Stewart and Ensminger to come up big for them. Stewart had a career high. Not Stewart, my apologies. It'll be a Washington player we'll touch on. 18 points, though, went 8 for 9 from the field in yesterday's win. They only need a big performance from him again. And also, they only shot 7 free throws against TCU, and they still came out on top after going on a 24-3 run in the second half. So if that comes through for them, we could see a huge improvement for the Santa Clara side.
Santa Clara out of the WCC, Washington out of the Big Ten. Looking at this here, this can go one of two ways for Santa Clara. This could look as a really bad loss if they lose to Washington, and then for Washington, it looked like a very big win.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an important game. It's the reason why it's a championship game, right, Blake? In day 3 of this Acrisure series, which has been a lot of fun. I know you're just joining us today, Blake, but we've had a lot of good games. You just called a really good game coming off the back of this one, an OT win for TCU and Colorado State, but it's important. It's an important game. I mean, it's non-conference. It's a tough non-conference schedule for Santa Clara. They're ranked top 50 in terms of strength of schedule in non-conference right now. So you're right. It's going to look like a nice win for Santa Clara, but a bad one if Washington doesn't come away with the win here.
Washington getting a huge win over the eventual third-place champion that we just saw win, Colorado State, pulling it out in overtime over TCU. And behind a phenomenal performance by one Tyler Harris, 24 points. He's been the Huskies' leading scorer all season long and will look to continue his production here today. Meanwhile, for Santa Clara, they edged out TCU, winning by 17 points, and then that one a blowout win, led by one Carlos Stewart Jr. Let's get to the starting lineups here in this one between Santa Clara and Washington. For the Huskies, they will be starting out with one Tyree Inacho, Tyler Harris, along with Zoom Diallo, Lewis Courtright, and Great Osabor. For Santa Clara, it will be Adama Ball, Carlos Stewart, Elijah Mahai, Johnny O'Neill, and Christoph Tilley.
Yeah, and those three you just mentioned right now for Santa Clara are going to be crucial for the win. Ball, Mahi, and Tilley, each of those averaging above double digits. Ball leading the way for the Santa Clara squad with 13.7 points per game. They're a team that's 2-1 when they score 80 or more points. We'll see if that's the case here today. But two very talented sides going at it, Blake, and what you expect in a championship matchup here in the desert.
Wouldn't want to expect anything less. We're just about getting ready for tip-off. It's time to crown a champion here in Coachella Valley.
It doesn't matter what you want to call it, but it's the most popular sport in the world.
From the Champions League to the Premier League to the FA Cup and even more, Across the Pond is here for your fix in football news.
Tune in on Thursday afternoons from 4:30 to 5 p.m. for Across the Pond with hosts Casey Smith,
Andrew Evans,
and Seth Galefsky.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Blaze Sports.
It's time to crown a champion here in Coachella Valley. Here we go. Tip-off is underway between Santa Clara and Washington. The Broncos win the tip, and they will start with the basketball. It will be Carlos Stewart who will take it up for the Broncos. Hand off over to Christoph Tilley. Tilley, bounce pass. to Adama Ball. Ball to the rack, gets tangled up on his way there, and it'll be a foul on the offensive end against Ball.
I don't know if it was a foul or just it was off of Ball. There's going to be Washington ball coming this way, right to left.
So Washington will take it up with Tyree Iannaccio, their leading point guard, off to their leading scorer. Tyler Harris goes up and gets denied at the rim, but a little dump pass inside to Zoom Diallo gets the first points on the board for either squad. 2-0 lead Huskies, 40 seconds into the ball game. Here's O'Neal on the drive. O'Neal now kicks it out and around to Adama Alpha Ball. Ball kicks it out to the corner, far side, looked away before
Nice
his
shot.
man even shot it. O'Neal knew he had it.
He's a 20% three-point shooter coming into this tournament. That's some confidence right there.
Had the confidence and he kept it going. Stayed true to who he was. 3-2 lead now for Santa Clara. Harris up top to Diallo. Out and around to Courtright. Courtright inside, off the back of the rim, then tip right back in by who else? The great Osabor. 4-3 lead for Washington. A little back and forth action here to begin this ball game. Inside look for Santa Clara. It's Ball on the drive. Ball back out to Mahi. Mahi working one-on-one with Harris. Up top to O'Neal. 10 seconds to shoot. Hand off to his teammate Stewart Jr. Carlos Stewart Jr. over to the far side. Ball. O'Neal. Bounces in and out of the rim. Rebounded by Iannaccio. Washington the other way. Courtright kicks it inside. Off the skip pass to Osabor. Osabor tries once. Gets it back on the other putback attempt by Zoom Diallo. Huskies now in front by 3, 6-3 Washington. Santa Clara going quickly the other way. Up and under shot. Misses for Stewart Jr. off the rim. Iannaccio and Washington the other way. Now to Osabor at the top point. Handoff to Tyler Harris. Harris bounce back pass to Osabor. Dribbling with the right hand. Backing out his defender in Tilly. Goes to work on Tilly.
Oof.
Tilly denies him at the rim. Chase down rebound by Iannaccio. Kick out to Harris on the left wing. Triple is no good. Bounces in and out of the rim. Rebounded by the Broncos.
Harris had a huge game in their last win. 14 points in the first half. We'll see if he has a similar result here.
24 points in total in all. O'Neal now on the drive at the free throw line. Gets stopped by Harris. Bounce pass to Tilly. Tilly one-on-one at the low right block. Dribbling with the left hand. Guarded by Osabor. Now Osabor tries to contest the shot on the shovel pass over to O'Neal, but O'Neal knocks it down from long range. All tied up at 6 now here in Coachella Valley.
He's got all 6 points for the Santa Clara side. Nice shots from beyond the arc, too.
Zoom Diallo bouncing on the right side of the arc. Bounces it over to the corner to Osabor. Osabor now swings it back to the far corner. Dribble drive on the baseline. Bounces it over the top of the backboard as Courtright got inside, and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
Actually done. Good fake by Courtright on the far side. Had a shot for an open 3, but decided to just be smart early on in this game to put up shots like that. Just go with what you're comfortable with and have a chance here at 2 easy points from the charity stripe.
Courtright, last game, just 5 points in the win over Colorado State, 17 minutes. He was 0 for 2 from the charity stripe.
Courtright, one of 6 seniors on this team. They also got a grad student, and there's so much veteran presence and experience for this Husky side.
And now he's 0 for 3 on the weekend from the free throw stripe. Cross country to come to Seattle, and Washington originally attended Rhode Island, native of the Big Apple, Manhattan, New York. All the way over here out west now playing with the Huskies. 7-6 lead as he hits the second. Dogs on top. As here's Chris Stewart Jr. off to O'Neal. Left wing triple. Bounces off the back iron. Rebounded by Harris. Such a good rebounding guard. Up the floor to Diallo at the right wing. Now at the elbow. Bounce pass to Osabor. Osabor goes to work on O'Neal. Dribbling with the left hand. Slips one inside to Diallo, but he can't finish at the cup. Denied at the rim by the Broncos. Here they come the other way. Mahi at the left elbow. Dribbles back outside from the free throw line. 16 minutes to play in this first half. 1 point lead for the Huskies. Nice pass from O'Neal back and forth with Mahi. Mahi inside, Euro step, and the finish with the foul.
Tough lay. Tough lay. Really nicely done there. Ball off the screen, cutting across the paint. Really hell of an acrobatic attempt there by Ball to get Mahi to get the finish to go.
Elijah Mahi zigs and zags his way to the cup and gets the finish. We'll go to break. 8-7 lead. Santa Clara takes the lead back. Back and forth we go in this championship bout from Palm Springs on Blaze Radio.
You come here to have fun.
Whee!
You also come for one thing more.
I'll pay you a Chipotle bowl, and Jake will pay for the chips.
And of course, the hard-hitting questions.
Hard to ask any of us that question.
Correct.
It's Furtado and Seymour, Thursday mornings from 8 to 10 at blazeradioline.com.
How to throw a football. How to hit a baseball off a bat. How to make a basketball go through the hoop and make that swish sound. These are all questions we wonder when we are learning how to play a sport. But have you ever wondered what it may be like to interview someone who is in the sports industry? Like, how do I become a broadcaster? How do I become a graphic designer? How do I become a public address announcer? It's all here. How to Sports, your go-to sports industry. Wargo. How to Sports. It's in the game.
Is what I wanted. It's what I've been waiting for these cars to come off of this corner. And guys, it's showtime. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing today, boys.
Are you a racing fan or want to learn more about the sport? Join Cooper Burns and Eric List every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Blaze Radio as they discuss everything from NASCAR to dirt racing and more on Fuel for Thought.
You're listening to Arizona State Student Radio. Scout with the 30 to the near side of the 20. 15 stays inbounds and scores. This is KASC Blaze Radio. BlazeRadioOnline.com.
We welcome you back here inside the Acrisure Arena for the Acrisure Invitational Championship game between the Washington Huskies and the Santa Clara Broncos. Santa Clara on top now 8-7, but three lead changes already so far, Andres.
It's been the back and forth action we thought it would be between two sides who match up very nicely with each other. Obviously, Santa Clara is trying to change their luck against the Huskies.
Elijah Mahi, who had the bucket to give the Broncos the lead just recently, misses the free throw after try. So does not complete the three-point play. 8-7 lead Santa Clara, 15:42 to play in this first half. Here's the great Osabor on the other side at the right block. Tries to go up and under, finish on the left. He tumbles to the ground, no foul call. Here come the Broncos the other way. O'Neal at the far arc, kicks it to the corner to his teammate. Yes, sir. Adama Alpha ball, nose ball, and he connects from downtown. 11-7. Lead for Santa Clara now, starting to stretch it. Here comes Makai Mason. Around the perimeter, goes into the key, kicks it back outside to Iheanacho. Iheanacho off to Harris. Now Diallo at the left wing, at the AT&T logo, back to the center court logo. Drives with the left hand, up and under, gets swatted away by Cameron Tung. Able to deflect it away. Now Mahi the other way, on the left wing, gets the screen from Tung. Kicks it to the corner to his teammate in Stewart Jr. Now Tung one-on-one with Iheanacho, has the mismatch, but is pickpocketed away by Makai Mason. Mason have a very nice game off the bench, had 6 crucial points and some great defensive steals. Iheanacho will now be substituted out as DJ Davis, who had some big shots for the Huskies in that Rams game as well, will check in. So a turnover for Santa Clara. Huskies trying to get some offense going. Have not scored in their last 3 minutes, 1 of 7 from the field in that span.
Yeah, they got to settle in. They look like they're just trying to force something offensively, like they're just trying to put it in their main ball handler's hands and just let him do what he does. But right now it's not working for them. They need to get something set in the half court. Let's see what they do now.
Zoom Diallo, the native of Tacoma, Washington, will set things up. Local product. Handoff to Osabor. Osabor off to DJ Davis. Now here's Mason at the right wing. Work it back up top. He gets him back from Diallo, has a straightaway try, but misses the 3. Off the right side of the rim it goes. Rebounded by Santa Clara. Tung handoff to Stewart Jr. Stewart Jr. throws it to the far side in an off-ball foul against Washington. Tongue tangled up with his defender. It's going to go against Makai Mason, the junior. Transfer from Rice.
He was in there as well. Tongue just hit the floor hard there. And that previous possession for Washington, I don't hate the look, but I'm trying to see you drive and kick it. You have the body to do it. Osibor, you have him as a weapon. Use him. Let him draw attention and kick and get a better look.
Jake Ensminger will check in for Carlos Stewart Jr.
What's this, another foul?
It's another foul on the inbound before we could even get to it. Play will resume. Inbound pass from Brenton Napper. Right into Jake Ensminger. Ensminger has it at the right wing. Pitches it off to Tongue. Handoff to Acumento. Cozy Acumento. Back to Ensminger. Ensminger has a shot at the end of the buzzer of the shot clock. Hits the rim, rebounded by Tongue. Now
nice
a second
effort.
chance opportunity. Here's Acumento. And he will walk.
You see it happen way too often at every level, but you catch it, you're thinking about the space that's going to open up underneath because you see one guy biting really hard. That time it was Osibor. You get a little too excited, think about your next step rather than the idea of catching it, settling yourself, and then going. Easy travel called.
Wilhelm Breidenbach will now check into the game for Washington. Zoom Diallo has the ball for the Huskies at the top point. Kicks it to the corner. DJ Davis with the triple try. Bounces off the rim. Second chance effort for Washington. Rebounded by Diallo.
Slow it down. Reset.
Crossing it over. Mid-range pull-up. And it's pure. Zoom Diallo.
He's got 6 points already. Leads all scorers for Washington and the game.
He's been getting it going for the Huskies so far. Santa Clara trying to respond. Clear lane to the rack for Cozy Akamitu, pardon. As he gets to the cup. Now Washington in transition. Makai Mason trying to finish at the cup, but he gets fouled as he flares his arm into the airs, and he goes to the line.
Look, Washington's won for the last 8 right now. Like that position, even though Diallo knocked down the mid-range jumper, slow it down a little bit. Get your entire team comfortable rather than just one guy. Diallo has been the primary ball handler, and he's looked good on it. That's fine. But if everybody else is going to go cold, you're not going to win this game.
Now at the line, Makai Mason, the product of Rice previously, and also attended Gilbert High School in Gilbert, Arizona. So a couple of substitutions now, as Ianacho will check back in for Zoom Diallo. Diallo with some really nice starting minutes.
Yeah, we'll see how they do without him on the floor now. Do they settle in? Does everybody get more involved now, or do they look lost?
Makai Mason trying to go for 2 for 2 from the stripe. He will not. He splits the pair, but is rebounded by Ianacho. Great offensive rebound for the Huskies. They now have 6 to Santa Clara's 1. Here, great Osibor working one-on-one, 7 to shoot at the low block. Kicks it inside to Breidenbach. Breidenbach goes up with 3 to shoot, and he hooks it in with the left hand.
Akumetu, smaller, working up against Osibor. Really nicely done by the big man to read that mismatch.
1 point game. Santa Clara leads 13-12, 12.5 to play in the first. Santa Clara on the other way. Tongue has it at the top point. Hands it off to Adama Alpha Ball. Ball at the left elbow. Gets stuck with a defender. Trying to swing it back inside. Right into the hands of Ianacho. Huskies out in numbers. Hand back to Breidenbach. Over at the top, it's Osibor with the ball.
There you go. Slow it down. This is good. I like this.
Osibor working one-on-one on Akameto. And he will get called for
now blocking
blocking foul against Akamitu.
It's just hard for anybody to size up against Osibor. Akametu that time on the other end it was Ball. Like it's just hard. He's such a physically dominant player. Difficult to handle him down low.
Backing down his defender is Osibor. Osibor now kicks it out to Breidenbach. He comes up short on his 3. Another offensive rebound for the Dogs. DJ Davis now with a long 3, and he hits it. That's his specialty. He's a sharpshooter, and the Huskies are out and running. They got a 6-0.
They've got 7 offensive rebounds already in the game.
Kick pass inside as the Tongue tried to go up for the slam jam. He gets fouled on his way there. Got tangled up with Asabor. And both teams will go to their benches. We're at the under 12 media timeout. 15-13 lead. Huskies out and running.
You know, I feel like I love too deeply. I totally get it, man. My family's everything to me. Girl, I'm talking about Harry Styles. Oh. Join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. for the Fangirl Forum, starring Timber Claire and Jaslyn Gonzalez. Channel your inner fangirl.
Welcome to Basketball Into the Multiverse, where each week we take an NBA what-if scenario and we apply it to the NBA and see how that can alter basketball history. Join us every Thursday at 7:30 with Jacob Shanker,
Crawford McKinstry,
and Justin Lacertosa.
All right. Here we go, guys and gals. And boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, drivers.
Race to BlazeRadioOnline.com every Tuesday at 9:30 Arizona time for an hour of motorsports madness.
Join myself, Andrew Hazlett, and my co-host Ethan Ignatowski for the Loose Wheel Show. We'll tell you everything you need to know for the upcoming race week.
From news to predictions, we have you covered, so make sure to tune in.
Welcome me back here inside Coachella Valley for the Acrisure Series Invitational Championship game between the Big Ten Washington Huskies and the West Coast Conference Santa Clara Broncos. Blake Neiman here with Andres Armenta. They were just playing Bow Down to Washington earlier for their fight song. Big game coming up for the Dogs in their annual rivalry with Oregon in Eugene. That should be a fun one tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, it should be exciting. And looking at this matchup right now, what's been working for them as of late since they've gone on their 6-0 run, Blake, they've gotten them offensive rebounds at the end. They average 13.3 a game. That's good for 12th in the nation, Blake. And they already got 7 in this game so far. Santa Clara's going to have to respond for that. They have the bodies to do it, but I think a lot of the shots have just gone in favor of Washington. Like, they've just hit off the rim the right way, but they've fallen in the hands of the Huskies. They haven't had to work for it that much, but it's been a huge difference maker this early on.
The Huskies have really been getting after it on the offensive glass, snatching 7 total offensive boards, a lot of second chance opportunities, 13 second chance points, Andres.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's going to be the occurring thing throughout this one, like I said, Santa Clara's going to have to ask for some big minutes from Stewart, from Tilly, and Essinger.
13 of Washington's 15 points have come on second chance opportunities as Santa Clara is at the line. It is Cameron Tongue, the native of Medfield, Massachusetts. Hits the first but misses the second. 15-14 lead for the Dogs. They will take it the other way. It's Iannaccio on the right side near the logo. Over to DJ Davis. Now back around to the near side to Iannaccio at the AT&T logo. Up top, it's Makai Mason. Mason gets it to Breidenbach at the top of the key. Over to DJ Davis on the far side. Davis swings it back to Asabor. Great Asabor with the spin move. Oh, look at the specialty down low. Great Asabor. Goes right, goes back left, scoops it up and in with the foul.
6'8", 250. You give him any sort of space to get a starting run at you, you might as well just get out of the way because he's going to score, and he's going to score with some emphasis and get the and one in that situation.
For being 6'8", 250, he
moves nicely.
Very well. Couple of substitutions taking place for the Broncos as Akametu will go to the bench. Meanwhile, back into the game is Carlos Stewart Jr. Asavor trying to complete the three-point play. He will not. Second time he's had that opportunity and failed to do it.
Shoots 53% from the free throw line.
Rolls off the right side and out. It will go off of the Broncos, so it'll stay Huskies basketball. Yet more additional opportunities. Iheanacho inbound to Osobor. In his position at the right low block. Powers his way to the cup over the top of Tilly, but it rolls off the left side of the rim. Scramble for the rebound. The Broncos have it, and they will take it the other way. Elijah Mahi past the timeline at midcourt. 10:50 to play in the first half. 17-14 lead for Washington. Here's O'Neal on the drive. Gets it stripped away by DJ Davis. He'll take it across the right sideline. Now settling at the right wing. Dumps it down to Osobor in the right corner. Dribbling down with that left hand. Swings it on some court vision to Makai Mason.
Oh, nice.
Mason from downtown.
So what created that space? Iheanacho cut across. The trailer came across and knocked down that open shot. Osobor, nice look there for the Washington Huskies.
Second three of the ball game for Washington. Now up 20-14 on an 11-1 run over the last 3 minutes of this game. Here's Tilly down low with Iheanacho, backing down him. Iheanacho strips it away. Now DJ Davis trying to pounce on it, and they got a jump ball.
Tie-up where the possession arrow was going to go.
The Huskies are hungry for a victory today, and they came out ready to play. They'll keep it in their possession as they force the turnover on Santa Clara, as we will take a timeout here in Coachella Valley. Washington hungry, hunting for a win. We'll see if they can pull it off. Still lots of clock left to be played in this first half. 10 minutes remaining here at Acrisure Arena.
You come here to have fun.
Whee!
You also come for one thing more.
I'll pay you a Chipotle bowl, and Jake will pay for the chips.
And of course, the hard-hitting questions.
Hard to ask any of us that question.
Correct.
It's Furtado and Seymour, Thursday mornings from 8 to 10 at BlazeRadioLine.com.
You're listening to Arizona State Student Radio.
Surveys, throws, right side, wide open, and Santa the breadbasket of Tyson. Touchdown, Devils!
This is KASC Blaze Radio, BlazeRadioOnline.com.
KASC Blaze Radio, the official home of Arizona State football, men's basketball, baseball, softball, you name it, we got it here for you. And we're here on Black Friday celebrating the holiday with you all. I don't know if some consider it a holiday. Do you consider Black Friday a holiday?
If I find a really good deal, I'll celebrate it like it's Christmas for sure.
Well, this is a pretty good deal. Some college basketball to celebrate. And we got some good game going on, with Washington currently leading Santa Clara 20-14, under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's DJ Davis with the handoff to Makai Mason around the perimeter. Over to the far side, Davis with a triple, and he rattles it in. DJ Davis with back-to-back three-pointers.
That was such a tough shot, too, on the far side corner, practically falling away. I'm surprised he took it.
Now a triple try to try and match it on the other end, and they do get the equalizer. Santa Clara comes up with Carlos Stewart Jr., who tickles the twine. 23-17, UW on top by 6. Iheanacho, that snaps an 11-1 run, or 14-1 run after that three for Washington.
Ooh.
Now a big find inside for the big fella in Breidenbach.
So I was wondering who's going to step up in place of Diallo for Washington. Davis Jr. has done his job. DJ Davis, that is, excuse me.
The Nebraska transfer throws it down with two hands. On the clear lane inside, Santa Clara on the other end, 25-17 UW. O'Neal stuck in some traffic on the far wing. Swings it around up top to Ball. Ball one-on-one, gets it stripped away by DJ Davis, got his hands in the cookie jar. O'Neal on the far side, Breidenbach with the closeout, tips it away, and it's Washington basketball.
Momentum starting to swing in the favor of the Huskies.
Here's Osobor inside, coast to coast. Throws it up and flails it off the window. It bounces the other way for Santa Clara. Here's Ball trying to take it himself, and now it's stripped away by Mason up the right sideline. 2-on-1. He goes to the cup, can't get it, comes up short. No foul call on either end. Now here's O'Neal the other way. Now a near corner try, and it's good. Carlos Stewart Jr. with back-to-back three-pointers of his own. He's getting going, starting to heat up. Now tied with O'Neal for the team lead at 6, cutting the deficit to 5. Iheanacho for Washington, driving into the paint, throws one off the backboard, rebounded by the Huskies. Once again, another second chance effort. Now Mason at the right elbow, can't get it to go, comes up short, little too weak, and there will be a foul on the floor against the Huskies. It will be Santa Clara basketball. We will go to the under 8 media timeout, 25-20 lead for Washington, but Santa Clara trying to string some things together. They've hit 5 of their last 7. We'll be back here on Blaze Radio.
Yes, sir. Nah, I'm hearing what you're saying, but like, what's your take though? Yeah, he's cool, but Heisman? That team don't got nobody on there who could shoot any type of threes. I'm supposed to believe they're a playoff team? You're not answering the question. The question is, who is the better football team right now? Hey, I like that take right there. Tune in to Let's Talk Takes every week, hosted by me, Devin Henderson, where I bring in different guests each week and we debate the most pressing topics in a variety of sports. I'm talking NFL, NBA, college basketball, college football. We even gonna talk about some soccer. Tune in every week, Thursday, 2 to 3 p.m. right here on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hello, friends. Is golf your groove? Then boy, do we have a show for you. Join Peter Bishop, Ian Lonergan, and Owen Castle every Wednesday from 12 to 1 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
If you miss a show or want to check out previous episodes, feel free to check out our Spotify channel, The Bagger.
Have you heard the news? Flopstar is back and better than ever. Welcome to Season 3 of Blaze Radio's premier variety opinion show, where you'll get the latest and greatest on what's popping and what's flopping in the world. Tune in on Thursdays from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
A new season of Sun Devil basketball is back on Blaze.
Works left-hand side, steps back, pretty much the same spot. Collins rattles it in.
Jemiah Neal out in front, throws it down. Listen to every home game and select away games from ASU men's and women's hoops right here on Blaze Radio. Find the full schedule and broadcast information at BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Back here in the desert of Southern California in Palm Springs, 25-20 lead for Washington. Blake Neiman here with Andres Armenta, but Santa Clara starting to shorten the deficit. Some big-time buckets by Carlos Stewart Jr., back-to-back threes.
Yeah, huge buckets, and threes that were kind of wide open. Washington didn't have a good response defensively. Let's see if they can keep that going for them.
It'll be Washington basketball. Late foul by Santa Clara amidst a scramble. Washington has had plenty of second-chance opportunities, 13 of their 25. DJ Davis at the top point, swings it over to the far side to Iannaccio. 8 to shoot, gets it stripped away by Stewart Jr., tries to go the other way. He got tangled up with DJ Davis, lost his right foot, and so did Davis. They both tumbled to the floor. That could have been a lot worse.
So they collided, right? But the foul was on DJ Davis's swipe, I want to say, but he got the ball. And I think it went off of the Santa Clara. I don't know, but it could have been a lot worse. You're right.
So Stewart Jr. now adds his 7th point. He has scored all of the last 7 points for Santa Clara.
So it was Diallo that opened up the scoring for Washington. Now Junior's taking it over here for Santa Clara.
Stewart Jr. hits both. He's up to 8 points on the day. Been the momentum swinger, the pendulum swinger for Santa Clara. Washington now the other way, working from right to left. Iannaccio at the top of the key, 7-20 to play in this first half. Stewart Jr. really stepping up the pressure. It's a one-possession game, 25-22. Huskies on top by a slim margin. Iannaccio with 5 to shoot. Off to DJ Davis, has 3, 2, goes into the cup with as the clock expires, and he hits it. DJ Davis gets the running floater to go.
I wonder what they're checking here.
Flings one up at the right hand and gets it to drop. We'll keep it here.
Davis, man, he's been getting in his back, to say the least. 8
points to lead the Huskies for DJ Davis, also coming off a stellar performance off the bench in his last game. Played 28 minutes off the bench for UW, having 6 points and some really impactful defense for Washington in their win over Colorado State. So it'll be Santa Clara basketball. After the made bucket by Davis, it will count. 5-point lead for the Dogs, 27-22, under 7 to play. Here's Stewart Jr., skip pass inside, kick out to the corner to Akametu, and he will lose it off his fingertips, and another missed opportunity for the Broncos. Broncos have been sloppy with their offensive possessions, Andres. 8 turnovers to just Washington's 1.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it at all.
Zoom Diallo, who got it started for the Huskies, back into the ball game. Dribbling right, has a clear lane to his left, settles at the free throw line, and is pure. Elevates and hits.
Freshman's talented.
29-22. Diallo, the freshman out of Tacoma. Local product. Missed opportunity for Santa Clara as they back iron it on the other end. Now slowing it down for the Huskies is Louis Courtwright. Gives it off to Diallo, settles at the free throw line, kicks it to the corner to Tyler Harris. The leading scorer settles at the right block, kicks it back out. Way downtown, DJ Davis from Curry range. Didn't probably need that shot, but he comes up short, wedging it between the left side of the rim. 6 minutes to play in this first half, 29-22 Huskies. Santa Clara goes the other way. It's tipped out of bounds by Davis.
Good hands by Osibor there to make it difficult for Santa Clara on that one. That was Oboya, who's in right now. So Santa Clara has the size to take care of Osibor down low, but they just, I don't think, have the physicality to do it as Tilly re-enters the game. O'Neal's out on the floor with him. Those two are going to be instrumental. Tilly's 7 foot, 6'10" O'Neal.
Elijah Mahi subs out. Meanwhile, now in is Adama Alpha Ball. Santa Clara getting some new bodies. Meanwhile, remaining the same is Stewart Jr. He bounces it down inside to Johnny O'Neal. O'Neal backing down on Harris, tries to body him up, spins it around the cup and out. Rebounded by DJ Davis. Here come the Huskies the other way. Up the floor to Diallo, now to Courtwright in the far corner. Backing down his defender in Ball. Dribbling with the left, now to the right. Pushing forward, using his leverage, goes up with the right hand and kisses it off the glass and through.
It's really nice individual work there by Courtwright.
Santa Clara trying to buy a bucket and respond to this 6-0 Husky run. Haven't scored in their last 2 minutes. Ball on the left wing. Flings it inside to Tilly. Christoph Tilly working on Courtwright. Kicks it out. An open shot for Ball from downtown. It's too weak. Comes off the front iron, rebounded by Stewart Jr. Now Santa Clara with a second chance. Here's Tilly. Euro step in the lane. Running floater is through the twine.
Need to get Tilly to get going. He's one of their top 3 scorers, but you wouldn't think it watching this game.
There'll be a whistle blown on the floor. Fingers being pointed at each other.
No.
It's like
you
that
did
Spider-Man meme.
You did it.
Not sure exactly what is occurring right now. Maybe
there's
the
a
ball
wet
boy
spot.
has his mop out.
Blake, you should have seen the ball boys earlier in this tournament. They were just like 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds running around.
Hey,
Little Blake Neiman's out on the court.
Whatever you got to do to get the job done. Now we see Danny Sprinkle out on the floor.
Yeah, this wet spot's causing some issues here. They're bringing out the training staff for
Santa Clara.
They need some professional action on this, Blake.
So there, it appears that there may be some bodily fluids of some sort on the floor, trying to get that sorted away. But Danny Sprinkle, as we just identify him, first season for him in Seattle, leading this Husky program that under previous years was led for 9 seasons by John Hopkins. Only 1 NCAA tournament appearance over that time. They got bounced in the second round in 2019. They won their first round game against who other than Utah State, the previous school that Sprinkle was at. He led Utah State to the NCAA tournament once again. 28 wins, ended up making it to the second round in that one, but eventual loss to national runner-up Purdue.
Look at it. If they come out here and win this one 6-1 in non-conference play before they start conference play with USC and UCLA, that's big for the first-year head coach.
Here's Courtwright back on the floor for Washington. Flings it to the corner to DJ Davis. Davis can't hit. Too strong off the back iron. And an off-ball foul on Tyler Harris.
Harris gone 0 for 2 today, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. The guy who scored 24 yesterday, led all scores for Washington, has gone quiet in this one.
0 points for Harris thus far. He's only taken 2 shots. And now has just picked up his second personal foul. He'll head to the sideline as Wilhelm Breidenbach comes into the game. Stewart Jr. circling the perimeter for Santa Clara, working from left to right. Gets it inside to his man, Tilly. Tilly goes up to the cup, can't finish it through the twine. Here's the Huskies out in transition. Court right, Davis. Davis bounces it back to court right in the paint, up and under to Gray Osobor, who scoops it up and in with the left hand. Off the rectangle and through. 33-24, Huskies on top. Santa Clara trying to work some offense. Fake by Ball, has a clear lane, gets to the cup, and just curls it in on the wrist roll.
Good work there by Ball.
33-26, Santa Clara trying to shorten the deficit. Now down by 7 as Zoom Diallo tries to go coast to coast. He draws the foul on his way there.
Mahi caused it, he got charged with it.
33-26, Santa Clara trying to shorten it up, make it a little bit closer game before we head to the locker room. 3:43 remaining here in Palm Springs in this first half of the championship game from Acrisure Arena on KASC Blaze Radio.
Hey guys, we're Liv and Maddie, and this is our specialty show, Out of Tune, on Blaze Radio. If you listen to music, we like to talk about it. Tune in for live concert coverage and ticket giveaways on Mondays at 2:30 to 3. Tune in!
We were just a couple of posers with guitars. They were always out of tune.
Tyler Bednar, wake up. What time is it? It's bedtime. Okay, then why are you waking me up? No, it's time for It's Bedtime. It's a specialty show on Blaze Radio. That sounds cool. When does it air and what do you talk about? The show takes place every Wednesday from 11 to 11:30 p.m. I recap the past week of sports with special guests. That sounds awesome, Tyler. I'm going to start tuning in on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
You come here to have fun.
Whee!
You also come for one thing more.
I'll pay you a Chipotle bowl, and Jake will pay for the chips.
And of course, the hard-hitting questions.
It's hard to ask any of us that question.
Correct.
It's Furtado and Seymour, Thursday mornings from 8 to 10 at BlazeRadioLine.com.
Grab your mates and join us for the finest sports show on Blaze Radio, The Irish Hello.
With the wisdom of the Irish duo, you'll have the knowledge of old pals at the pub, sharing each and every moment.
Join Aidan O'Neill and Shay Maloney every Wednesday night from 8:30 to 9:30 for breakdowns of sports news across the world as a pot of gold awaits.
You're listening to Arizona State Student Radio. Scout with the 30 to the near side of the 20. 15 stays inbounds and scores. This is KASC Blaze Radio. BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Living it up at the Hotel California here in Palm Springs, California. 33-26, Washington on top of a member of the state in Santa Clara up near the Bay Area, making the trip down to the southern part of the Golden State to try and take the championship crown. But they got to go through Washington to do it, and right now the Huskies are holding their ground.
Oh, yeah, they are. And they've been really good with the offensive rebounds, with their second chances off of the turnovers that Santa Clara has had. They need to sharpen that up if you're Santa Clara.
Zoom Diallo knocks down his first free throw. He has been phenomenal today. The freshman local product out of Tacoma, Washington, now up to 9 points and now gets to double digits. Diallo hits both as he's 3 for 3 from the line. 35-26, Huskies on the brink of a double-digit lead. Elijah Mahi for Santa Clara trying to respond. Bounces it down low to Christoph Tilly. Tilly backing down on his defender and gets it over the top of Diallo.
Finally using his size. They need to do that more, Santa Clara, if they want to be effective.
Knocks it off the rectangle and in. 35-28 Dogs. 3:18 left in the first half. Diallo, bounce pass to great Osibor. Osibor with the left-handed handoff to Diallo. Diallo passes it to the corner. Now look back inside from Mason. Was anticipating that Osibor was going to move a little bit further, but anticipated too soon.
I think it was also just a poor pass. Osibor wasn't fully in position just yet, so Mason a little bit too excited to throw it down low.
Now here comes Santa Clara moving from left to right. Running the one is Elijah Mahi. Gets it down to Christoph Tilley at the right block. Back outside to Stewart Jr. Stewart Jr. gets it inside to Ball. Ball goes up and under, tries to go the full 360, but cannot get it to finish at the cup. Now here's Courtright going coast to coast.
Oh.
Powers through the body of Jake Ensminger and one. Went with a full steam ahead to the rack. Ran through Ensminger. Pushed it off the window and down through the hole, trying to complete the three-point play.
Make it a 10-point lead for the Huskies if he does.
Courtright rattles it home as the Washington Huskies now lead it 38-28, up 10 points. Have hit 5 of their last 7 from the field. Here's Stewart Jr. Swings it back across to Ball. Ball back and forth with Stewart Jr. This 2-3 zone from the Huskies is just blistering right now to this Broncos offense. Now here's Stewart Jr. with an open look from the right side. Cannot knock it down from downtown. It's short. Behind the back pass from Ball. A nice find for Christoph Tilley with the slam.
Maki with little behind the back, you said it, but looking away at the same time, a little flair to it, but you're down 8 now. You got to get it going.
Diallo circling the perimeter at the AT&T mark.
Try to cut it to 4 before you go to half.
Gets it to Breidenbach, swings it to the far side. Now a look from Mason inside to Osibor. Osibor goes over the top and brings down the house.
And one opportunity now for Osibor, make it an 11-point lead if he knocks this one through.
That is the 4th and 1-like play for Washington today. They've powered through physicality and all.
Yeah, I think that's been the difference throughout here because, like I mentioned, you have your bigs in O'Neal and Tilley, right? But they just don't have the physicality to establish themselves down low. If you can't do that, you become one-dimensional both offensively and defensively.
Great Osibor converts his first three-point play. He's had 3 of those chances tonight and now completes it for the first time. 41-30 lead Huskies. On a roll. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first half. Another 2-3 zone. It's just been suffocating for this Santa Clara offense. Here's Mahi. Outside look for Ensminger. Too strong off the back iron. Rebounded by the Broncos, but immediately stripped away by the Huskies. Here comes Mason the other way, and it'll be a timeout on the floor. As Washington will want to slow this up, they'll take it, and we will keep it here. Minute 19 to go, remaining in this first half. And look, Andres, Washington came to play today. They are 45% from the field, 33% from three-point range, but when you look at the difference maker in this game, it comes down to the second chance opportunities and the turnovers. Santa Clara with 8 turnovers, capitalizing on that. Washington with 15 points off of those turnovers. Washington with 10 offensive rebounds, 13 second chance opportunities.
And I love this timeout by Danny Sprinkle, right? Settle your team down a little bit, drop a good play to kill the clock that much more, and just suck the air out of the Santa Clara squad going into that in the halftime. 1:19 remaining. You're up by 11. Extend it as much as you can and limit the opportunity Santa Clara has on the other end.
Danny Sprinkle has got something sweet brewing in Seattle, as coming over from Utah State, where he was the Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year, leading the Aggies to the NCAA tournament and the second round. Zoom Diallo at the point for Washington. Minute 15 remaining in the half. Dogs up by 11. Now here's Osibor on the near side, near the baseline. Gets fouled.
Oboya there, newly inserted. Hasn't played that many minutes this tournament or to start the season. And Osibor taking advantage of that.
Buki Oboya comes up with the foul off the bench. So now back to the line is Osibor. Historically just a 53% free throw shooter this season, but has been doing much better today as he is so far at the line. Been able to convert now 3 of his 5 on the day. Less than a minute remaining in half number 1. 42-30 Huskies. Mahi on the drive, looks for Oboya inside, but Osibor deflects it.
The Huskies defensively, I think, are giving Santa Clara a headache because they switched to a zone defense a couple positions ago, then switched back to a man defense there. It's almost like they wanted to make it, obviously, as hard as they can for Santa Clara, and they're doing just that.
Yeah, that 2-3 zone has been highly effective for Huskies, and now Mason deflects it away. Here comes Courtright with the basketball, dribbling to his left. He'll slow things up. 45 seconds remaining in the half, 23 seconds on the shot clock.
It's moments like these where the veteran presence of the team overall, Courtright, a senior specifically, allows you to be even more effective down the stretch and close out games or close out halves.
10 seconds to shoot for Courtright. The Manhattan transfer bounces it inside. Pick and roll with Osibor. Osibor cannot finish it, though, at the cup. Shot clock has gone dark. 20 seconds to play in the half. 42-30 Huskies. Santa Clara trying to buy a bucket before the break. Stewart Jr. one-on-one with Mason at the logo. 10 to shoot. Comes off the screen. Pick and roll. Crosses over to his left. 5 to shoot. Step back triple. He got it. And as clock expires, Santa Clara will try and use that as a boost of momentum. Going into the locker room, they make it a 1-point game before the break, but the Huskies came here to hunt. They came here hungry on this post-Thanksgiving Day matchup. 42-32 at the break.
Stewart Jr., that last play too, he had gone quiet, had been their spark throughout the majority of his first half. Went quiet, came up with a big 3 there, got switched on to Breidenbach and made Breidenbach pay because he had the big man moving like he was lost. He needed a map, and if you're Santa Clara, when you come out of this half, you need to look to that man right there to come out and have a better half and really continue his consistency that he had when he started Stewart.
That shot by Stewart, originally marked as a 3, now changed to a 2, so it'll be a 10-point lead for Washington going into the break. 42-32 at the half. We'll be back around for the second half of this championship game here from Acrisure Arena in the home of Palm Springs, California on KASC Blaze Radio.
Yes, sir. Nah, I'm hearing what you're saying, but like, what's your take though? Yeah, he's cool, but Heisman? That team don't got nobody on there who could shoot any type of threes. I'm supposed to believe they're a playoff team? You're not answering the question. The question is, who is the better football team right now? Hey, I like that take right there. Tune in to Let's Talk Takes every week, hosted by me, Devin Henderson, where I bring in different guests each week, and we debate the most pressing topics in a variety of sports. I'm talking NFL, NBA, college basketball, college football. We even gonna talk about some soccer. Tune in every week, Thursday, 2 to 3 p.m. right here on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hello, friends. Is golf your groove? Then boy, do we have a show for you. Join Peter Bishop, Ian Lonergan, and Owen Castle every Wednesday from 12 to 1 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
If you miss a show or want to check out previous episodes, feel free to check out our Spotify channel, The Bagger.
You know, sometimes in sports, things just don't quite go your way.
For the win. Oh, it's not even close. It missed the net.
No.
Oh my goodness, Valentine. Oh no.
Other times, even the biggest stars have their moments.
Oh my goodness, 10 turnovers for James Harden. Rollins' kick is no good. Wide to the left.
It's rebounded by Lauren Jackson of Storm, who puts it up and scores for the other team.
We know this definitely upsets some fans.
Why do you even ponder passing? I mean, you can take a knee and try a 56-yard field goal.
But we are here weekly to break it down. Because someone's got to talk about it.
On Wednesdays from 1:30 to 2, I'm Niall Rosenberg.
With Ryan Glover. Tune in to Worst of the Worst.
You know, I feel like I love too deeply.
I totally get it, man. My family's everything to me.
Girl, I'm talking about Harry Styles.
Oh. Join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. for the Fangirl Forum, starring Timber Claire and Jaslyn Gonzalez. Channel your inner fangirl.
New season of Sun Devil basketball is back on Blaze.
Works left-hand side, steps back, pretty much the same spot. Collins rattles it in. Jemiah Neal out in front, throws it down.
Listen to every home game and select away games from ASU men's and women's hoops right here on Blaze Radio. Find the full schedule and broadcast information at blazeradioonline.com.
I thought I released a good album until Naughty Step said it was bad.
I hear this project and I am frustrated.
I better listen to Blaze Radio.
Hi, I'm Pedro. Did you know you can listen to anything? Blaze Radio says you can, and so do I. I believe that until listened to, every song, album, EP, and DJ set is hot until proven otherwise.
And that's why I fight for you, Headbangers. Hot FM.
Hot FM on Blaze Radio. Listen live every Monday at 11 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com. That's blazeradioonline.com.
How to throw a football. How to hit a baseball off a bat. How to make a basketball go through the hoop and make that swish sound. These are all questions we wonder when we are learning how to play a sport. But have you ever wondered what it may be like to interview someone who is in the sports industry? Like, how do I become a broadcaster? How do I become a graphic designer? How do I become a public address announcer? It's all here. How to Sports, your go-to sports industry leading show here on Blaze Radio and blazeradioonline.com. Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. with Ryan Pasesnik, Max Williams, and Tyler Wargo. How to Sports. It's in the game.
You're listening to a woman on the radio,
which may seem obvious now.
but 50 years ago, women weren't allowed even near a mic.
Hi, I'm Ellis.
And I'm Abby.
And we're both female journalists.
We host a show called Her Ink, Her Impact each week at 8 p.m. MST on Sunday nights.
Every week, we explore one of the many women who paved the way for us to be able to be here speaking to you right now.
Make sure you tune in here at Blaze Radio on blazeradioonline.com.
And we'll see you Sunday.
Hi, I'm Casey McNulty.
And I'm Brooklyn Cohen.
And welcome to The Hot Seat, where each week we answer your burning sports questions. Want to hear us settle sports debates and talk about our biggest takes in the sports world? Well, we've got you covered.
As two former athletes and current sports journalists, we offer the perspective of what it's like to be on the field or court
or pool.
So tune in every week at 10 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com.
See you in the hot seat.
Hi everybody, I'm Ben Paris.
It's 3-point try to tie it is good!
I want to talk about a little bit of the history of the TSA.
So the FAA says, hey, you're going to get audited now.
Tune in to the Ben Paris Show for a little bit of everything Wednesdays at 3 o'clock on Blaze Radio and blazeradioonline.com.
The following is the Fatal 4-Way Podcast, and it is scheduled for one fall.
Join Luke Carter, Justin Lacertosa, Luke Galindo, and Dylan Oliver every Monday from 4 to 4:30, where we talk about all the high-flying, table smashing, eyebrow raising, limousine riding action, and professional wrestling.
Are your conference champions.
Welcome to What You're Talking About, the official show of the Arizona State ACHA D1 Women's Hockey Team.
Score! It's knocked through. Sam Murphy breaks the ice.
From big moments in big games.
Score! There's a hat trick for Sydney Colton!
To breaking news and interviews.
Use one word to describe your feelings right now.
Ecstatic, honestly.
It's all covered here at 8:30 every Friday morning by team reporter Chase Beardsley and play-by-play announcer Trey Matthews as the WWCHL champions look to defend their title. So make sure to tune in to hear what we're talking about.
Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours.
Do you like all things spooky and paranormal? Join Grace Del Pizzo and Alexandra Zerboard for Demon Hours every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Follow us on Twitter at Demon Hours ASU. We'll see you there. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours. Demon hours.
Back during the halftime break of the Acrisure series here in Acrisure Arena for a matchup between the Washington Huskies and the Santa Clara Broncos. 42-33 is the lead for the Huskies at the half. Blake Neiman, Andres Armenta here, ready to bring you the second half when it turns around in just about 7 minutes. But right now, we're going to talk about what we saw in the first half, Blake. A Washington Husky side that we knew heading into this one is 6-1 all-time against the Broncos and showed even more why that was the case in the first half.
Yeah, Washington really has been playing impressive basketball. This is very much so different from what we saw under Danny Sprinkle's predecessor. And just being able to see the change in attitude and play style of this program has been quite impressive to see how things can turn around so quickly in Seattle. They've really just gotten out to a solid start. It's been led by a multitude of people, but it was Zoom Diallo at the start. But then over the last few minutes of that first half, it was Great Osibor getting going inside, getting him to physical body some people up. He's really on a roll.
And don't forget about DJ Davis, who had important points.
DJ Davis did have some important shots.
And the scary part for Santa Clara, you're looking at this Washington Huskies side, and you're seeing that in the second half, they're outscoring opponents by 43 points. So they're not going to slow down. So if you're Santa Clara and you have your top three-pointers, players with the most points made for you this season, shooting well below their average with Ball, Maki, and Tilly, what do you need to see from your side to come out in the second half and stun this Washington side and then go on a roll?
You know, I think Santa Clara has just got to get some freaking rebounds, man. Like, they cannot get anything on the glass right now. And how do you expect to build some offensive rhythm or get out transition if there's constantly more second chance opportunities for Washington? You take away Washington's second chance opportunities right now, and I guess they actually just changed that Santa Clara 2 back to a 3. Anyway, that then Washington would be losing and Santa Clara would be winning.
9 turnovers for Santa Clara, 15 points in return for that for Washington off of those turnovers. You talk about the total rebounds. 21 for Washington, only 15 for Santa Clara. The big difference, though, for me, offensive rebounds. 10 for Washington, 3 for Santa Clara. We'll see how much those stats change in the second half. We're going to step aside and bring you right back for the final 20 minutes of action here of this championship matchup on day 3, the last day here in Palm Desert for the Acrisure series. It's Washington 42, Santa Clara 33. We'll begin the second half in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Blaze Radio.
Hey guys, we're Liv and Maddie.
And this is our specialty show, Out of Tune, on Blaze Radio.
If you listen to music, we like to talk about it. Tune in for live concert coverage and ticket giveaways.
On Mondays at 2:30 to 3.
Tune in!
We were just a couple of posers with guitars. They were always out of tune.
I thought I released a good album until Naughty Step said it was bad.
I hear this project and I am frustrated.
I better listen to Blaze Radio.
Hi, I'm Pedro. Did you know you can listen to anything? Blaze Radio says you can, and so do I. I believe that until listened to, every song, album, EP, and DJ set is hot until proven otherwise.
And that's why I fight for you, Headbangers Hot FM.
Hot FM on Blaze Radio. Listen live every Monday at 11 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com. That's blazeradioonline.com.
Welcome to 4 on 4, where we have all 4 experts on the 4 major sports. Join Sammy Newt, Dylan Wickman, Justin DeHaas, and Sean Brennan on Blaze Radio as they break down an exciting semester of sports. That includes the MLB postseason, top NFL storylines, the biggest offseason news from the NBA and NHL, and anything relevant happening in the sports world. At the end of the day, we're just four roommates that love to talk sports. So join the conversation. Listen live on blazeradioonline.com every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Arizona time, or if you missed us, check us out on Spotify, where you can hear all of our shows.
Welcome to Basketball into the Multiverse, where each week we take an NBA what-if scenario and we apply it to the NBA and see how that can alter basketball history. Join us every Thursday at 7:30 with Jacob Shanker,
Crawford McKinstry, and Justin Lacertosa.
Welcome to Basketball into the Multiverse, where each week we take an NBA what-if scenario and we apply it to the NBA and see how that can alter basketball history. Join us every Thursday at 7:30 with Jacob Shanker,
Crawford McKinstry, and Justin Lacertosa.
Do you ever wonder what the backstory is behind some of your favorite songs? Where do artists get their inspiration from? Hi, my name is Nicola Hendro. And I'm Brooklyn Cohen, and welcome to Inspired. On Inspired, we will be sharing some of the fun facts behind the iconic songs you know and love. Tune into Inspired on Blaze Radio at blazeradioonline.com every Monday at 10 a.m. Arizona time as we break down the inspiration behind the iconic lyrics. Get inspired!
You're listening to Arizona State Student Radio. Scallon with the 30 to the near side of the 20. 15 stays in bounds and scores. This is KASC Blaze Radio. BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Bring a little bit of spice to the desert. Blake Neiman is loving every bit of it. I'm Andres Armenta. It's the Acrisure series here at Acrisure Arena in Palm Desert, Washington, out in front of Santa Clara, 42-33. We talked about at the half. Santa Clara's got to keep the ball, got to take advantage of second point opportunities, and have to limit it for the Huskies.
Get rebounds and score the basketball, and don't turn the basketball over. Now, it's easy for me to say that up here in the booth. I mean, I can't go get an offensive rebound. I'm 5'8".
I got faith in you. You got some hops in there.
I ain't got buddies like that. But for real though, like Santa Clara's got to start getting some offensive boards. They got to start limiting Washington from their second chance opportunities. Got to take better care of the basketball. 9 turnovers in that first half. Just got to be better overall from Santa Clara and a Herb Sendek squad. Herb Sendek, if many of you maybe know, former ASU coach before Bobby Hurley, so he led ASU to its most successful stretch during that point in time until Bobby Hurley recently passed him for the second most wins in ASU history. He knows how to get this team to the tournament. Santa Clara has been a mid-major power for many, many decades. He's got to get his group together, though, because Washington right now is looking like a much better team than they were a year ago. They could be a contender, sleeper in the Big Ten.
And they're looking at a much better team than they did in the first 5 minutes of this game.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the first 5 look here in the second half. As we're about to inbound with Washington. Out on the court for Washington is going to be Mason, Osobor, Diallo, Courtright, and Breidenbach. We'll let you know if that changes, but as of now, that's what we're seeing here. And then for Santa Clara, Ball, Mahi, Stewart, number 12, Obeyu. Those looks like it's going to be O'Neal and Tilly, in fact, actually. So Santa Clara, inbound it. And we're bringing across with Stewart Jr. He had a nice first half, but then kind of started to quiet down a little bit. Here's Tilly. O'Neal, Can he get more involved for Santa Clara? 20 seconds gone in the first half. Here's a drive down the lane for Ball. Adama Alpha Ball up for the layup. Off the glass, too strong. Rebound, Osobor. Kind of threw his body back for a foul there, but nothing called by the officials. Leaves it for the freshman Diallo. Was a spark for this Husky side to start the game. Gives it to Osobor. On the end around is Iheanacho. Iheanacho driving down the lane. Tough layup, won't go. Off the side of the rim. Gone out of bounds, last touch by a Husky. Santa Clara ball. Out in front of the Husky bench on the far side will inbound O'Neal, the senior. Now to the primary ball handler right now for the 5 out there for the Broncos. Stewart Jr. brings it across the Acrisure logo. Diallo in front of him, tries to drive by Diallo, and Diallo forces a foul. Going to the line will be Stewart Jr. on that layup attempt. 42-33, 19:09 remaining in the second half.
Stewart Jr. has really been starting to take command of this Santa Clara offense. He's been the motor, quite frankly, for this recent minutes. I mean, at a point in time, he was really their only offensive production to get them back at that game. Washington went on a 10-0 run during that first half, and then we just saw Stewart Jr. hit back-to-back threes and have 8 straight points.
Stewart Jr. knocks the first free throw through, and the second one is cash as well. 42-35, 19 remaining in the second half. Zoom Diallo bringing it up across in the bright neon green, not Grinch's, I don't think Kobe's, but they grab your attention nonetheless. Here's on the end around, a pull-up jumper for Tyler Harris, nothing. Still putting up a donut in this one, Tyler Harris, after coming off a 24-point performance. That dish down low, too strong for Tilly, hits him in his face. And it's a turnover pass, from Stewart Jr. They're having a conversation now about what that was. After all of that, with 18:45 to go in the first half, it'll be an inbound for the Huskies, and Diallo will bring it up. Osabor setting a screen, now stepping away. Now in the hands of Tyler Harris. Pump fake over to Iheanacho. Iheanacho down low to Osabor. On the baseline, working up against Tilly. Backing up the 7-footer. And still going. Osabor, nice move down low. Nice layup to finish. Great move by the big man. He's just so agile for his size. It's incredible to watch sometimes. 44-35, Huskies in front. Thought about a three-pointer, Stewart Jr., then passes down low to Tilly. He loses control after Osabor pokes his hand in there, but it will remain Santa Clara ball. 18 to go here in the second half.
A little bit slower offensive start for both of these squads to begin. You know, we saw them kind of each hot right out the gate to begin this game.
Open look in the corner for Mahi. He instead takes the pump fake, drives down the lane, misses the layup, gets his own, gets it a fall. 44-37. 2 gone in the second half. Diallo guarded at the point by Stewart Jr. Waiting for some movement. Osabor sets a screen. Diallo outside, near side of Harris. Now up top to the wing. Court right will bring it to center court. 10 on the shot clock. Got to move quickly here. He does his drive down the paint. Nice layup. Too strong, but he got fouled in the process, and he's kind of getting help from his teammates. Looked like he might have been in some sort of pain, but he'll take a second and head to the free throw line.
Yeah, and both of these teams, in terms of getting to the free throw line, haven't had to rely on it a whole lot. Washington 7 of 11 from the charity stripe thus far. Santa Clara 5 of 7. It's mainly just been a lot of ball out there, a lot of hooping, going out and getting buckets.
Huskies, on that note, they average 27 free throws a game. That's good for 16th in the nation. But like you mentioned, Blake, they're not really needing that today. They're getting support on the court during action. Osabor 12 on the game so far. Diallo with 10, both of those in double digits as the first free throw falls for court right. 45-37, 17:36 to go. Washington in front. Court right to make it 2 for 2 from the line. Spins it in one hand, sets himself, shoots it up, and flushes it. 46-37, Huskies in front. Santa Clara's got to get something going offensively here. Get a rhythm. Get some half-court sets set up. Setting some screens now. Get an open look for Mahi. He drives on the paint, gets completely blocked off. Has to back out now. Switched on to Osabor. Mahi will drive down, get fouled, and he'll miss the layup, or the floater, I should say, from the middle of the paint and head to the line.
So both of these teams starting to find their way to the free throw line now, using it as an aid to their offensive lulls to begin this half.
Yeah, and I think if you're Santa Clara, even though you're not drawing it up for it to go this way, but if you can get to the free throw line early, you allow not only for this game to slow down, but you get your offense going a little bit. Get some easy buckets if they fall through. That one does for Mahi. Makes it a 46-38 lead for Washington. Coming up on 17 to go in the second half. Second one is pure. 46-39, a 7-point lead for the Huskies. Court right will bring it up across half court. stopped momentarily, but now it's ticking as we hit 17, 3 gone in the second half. Cross court, Abagor mishandled. That was Tyler Harris on the receiving end, but he didn't do any of the receiving. It went out of bounds. It'll be Bronco ball. Here's Stewart Jr. Bringing it up across, guarded by Harris. Now cross court to Mahi. Back to Jr. Cross court to Tilly. Excuse me, that's O'Neal. He'll drive down baseline, kick it back up. 10 on the shot clock, 16:40 in the second half. Resetting is Mahi, calling for some screens. He'll get one from Tung. Mahi pull up 3-point jumper, guarded by Osabar, and he knocks it through. Big three by Mahi there, cuts the lead to 4 for the Huskies. 46-42, 16 to go here in the second half. Trying to make something happen down low. Diallo been doing too much, but on the other side, Stewart Jr. getting a bit too handsy in the officials' point of view and draws the foul.
And that's the kind of juice that this Santa Clara squad needs to get going. They need someone else other than Stewart Jr. to step up to the plate. Elijah Mahi shows it there with a big-time dribble.
It won't be a foul that'll send it to the line. Instead, it'll be an inbound for Washington. Diallo, the man who drew it, will be the man to inbound it. Gives it down low to DJ Davis. Davis, baseline floater, gets it to fall. Nice move there by Davis. Puts him to double digits. Puts him to 8 on the afternoon. 48-42. Pull-up 3-point jumper, grazed the win for Johnny O'Neal, and it was last off of Tung. He can't believe it. And it'll go out of bounds for Santa Clara. We'll head to a timeout. It's immediate timeout here. 48-42, Washington in front of Santa Clara. We're here in Acrisure Arena bringing you every bit of action from what's been exciting Acrisure Invitational. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Blaze Radio.
Coming this fall, Friday Night Lights Camera Action, Blaze Radio's premier sports movie talk show returns.
There's no crying in Friday Night Lights Camera Action.
If you ain't first, then watch Friday Night Lights Camera Action.
Guys, there are rich teams and there are poor teams. And then there's 50 feet of crap. And then there's people who don't watch Friday Night Lights Camera Action.
Remember the time Friday Night Lights Camera Action showed up at halftime and Blaze Radio won the Bourbon Bowl? Friday Night Lights Camera Action, Friday starting at 9 p.m. Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com. Now go out there and take it.
You're listening to a woman on the radio.
Which may seem obvious now.
But 50 years ago, women weren't allowed even near a mic.
Hi, I'm Ellis.
And I'm Abby.
And we're both female journalists.
We host a show called Her Anchor Impact each week at 8 p.m. MST on Sunday nights.
Every week, we explore one of the many women who paved the way for us to be able to be here speaking to you right now.
Make sure you tune in here at Blaze Radio on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
And we'll see you Sunday.
Hi everybody, I'm Ben Paris.
3-point try to tie it is good!
I want to talk about a little bit of the history of the TSA.
So the FAA says, hey, you're going to get audited now.
Tune in to the Ben Paris Show for a little bit of everything Wednesdays at 3 o'clock on Blaze Radio and BlazeRadioOnline.com.
The following is the Fatal 4-Way Podcast, and it is scheduled for one fall.
Join Luke Carter, Justin Lacertosa, Luke Galindo, and Dylan Oliver every Monday from 4 to 4:30, where we talk about all the high-flying, table smashing, eyebrow raising, limousine riding action in professional wrestling.
You know, I feel like I love too deeply. I totally get it, man. My family's everything to me. Girl, I'm talking about Harry Styles. Oh. Join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. for the Fangirl Forum, starring Timber Claire and Jaslyn Gonzalez. Channel your inner fangirl.
Back out of the media timeout. Washington in front of Santa Clara, 48-42. They'll bring up the ball past half court. Diallo, the ball handler, to court right, back to Diallo on the far side wing. Now to Davis. Davis pumping it low, and an off-ball foul on Asabor. It's charged, and feeling the effects is Tung. who was guarding the big man.
Yeah, I think Tung got somehow collided with a Husky in the face.
Breidenbach will come in place of Osobor for the Huskies.
Yeah, Osobor is going to have to go to the bench
early on here with 3 personal fouls.
Yeah, that's a big hit for the Huskies.
Santa Clara now the other way. Mahi double teamed, finding an open man now in O'Neal. O'Neal down low to Tung. Back to Mahi near the top of the key. Gets a screen, now working through the paint. Zigging and zagging, won't get the layup to go, excuse me. And a rebound here for Davis. Davis, Diallo, he'll reset. 5 gone here in the second half. Down low to Breidenbach, he gets a foul drawn. Won't get the layup to go though. It's gonna be charged to O'Neal. And action at the free throw line for the Huskies again this half.
Yeah, it's been a consistent thing for Washington getting to the line already in half number 2. 2 for 2 from the charity stripes thus far. 2 of 4 from the field.
Breidenbach had only attempted 1 free throw heading into this tournament, and he missed it. Gets this one to go.
Breidenbach, you would think, would be like more of like a foreign name, but he's from right here in California.
What do you think the background is there? I think it's German.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I was about to say.
2 for 2 from the line for Breidenbach. 50-42 lead for the Huskies. 15 to go in the second half. Mahi, top of the key, driving on 2 defenders, kicks it out to an open O'Neal. His 3-pointer off the back of their iron, too strong. Down the other way is Court Wright. Far side wing. Now Diallo. Working on O'Neal, switched on him, wants the one-on-one here. We'll try to work on the big man. Step back, pull away, jumper. He gets it, baseline. Nice shot by Diallo, the freshman, looking comfortable out there. 10-point lead reestablished for the Huskies.
Have yourself a day. Zoom Diallo up to 12 points.
Stewart Jr. in the corner here to O'Neal. He'll try to work baseline himself, try to dish it inside, gives it up, turnover. Down the other way, Court Wright. Here's Diallo, layup. Too much jelly on it. Can't get it to go. On the rebound is Harris. He's battling on 4 Broncos and gets the ball taken away. Here comes Santa Clara. Cross court, near side corner. Back up top to Mahi. 52-42. Washington in front. 14 to go in the second half. Here's Mahi. Turn around. Ooh, nice move, but can't get the layup to go. Breidenbach was lost. Luckily, he gets the rebound. And Zoom Diallo will bring it up the other side, slowing things down here in Palm Desert. It's a championship matchup for these two sides. Diallo getting double teamed now. Opening up for Breidenbach. 3-pointer from the near side wing. Won't go. He'll try to get his own rebound. Throw his body on the line there. And it was kept in play last off of
he
ball.
hit it off ball.
Wow.
Wow, what an effort by Breidenbach. Laying it full extension out there to try and save the ball. I think he went in front of a few fans in their courtside seats.
I would be terrified if I was down there and I saw Breidenbach coming my way.
All
6'10",
232. Man, plus the goggles. Man, great effort.
He's got flair.
He does got flair.
Inbound for the Huskies on the near side corner. Right in front of the fans. 52-42, 13:30 remaining in the second half. Mishandled here momentarily by Davis. Thought about a backcourt violation, not called. Baseline pull-up jumper. Mason won't go. Off the outside of the rim and the backboard. Here comes the other way, Mahi. Santa Clara need to cut in this lead somehow, and a foul's called on the overzealous Court Wright. It's an off-ball foul, or excuse me, it's on the ball. It'll be an inbound on the far side.
Yeah, Court Wright has really been good at his ball pressure today. Already with a couple of steals to his name, he's really a pest as a defender.
He's been the engine for this Husky defense, no doubt. Inbound Santa Clara. Mahi had thought about the 3-pointer, instead gives it up. Cutting down through the paint is Nappers. First time we've called his name. Napper gets a layup to go.
He had to slip right through that Husky lane.
13 to go in the second half. Washington in front. Here's Court Wright handling the ball, guarded by Napper. Now on the far side corner. Back in the smaller napper into the paint. Turn around, finds an open Breidenbach. Nice find. Breidenbach gets the easy lay to go. Reestablishes the 10-point lead. Here's Mahi. Finding Napper open in the paint. They're setting a zone defense. Washington pull-up jumper from 3 is good. Akumetu. Nice shot there. Open look. 54-47. 12:20 remaining in the second half. Huskies in front from 3. Way downtown. Won't go. That was Mason on the attempt. Here comes Mahi the other way. Driving down the paint. Full head of steam. Blocked.
What a play by Courtright.
Washington the other way. Here's Harris. Now to Davis. 54-47, under 12 to go in the second half. Washington in front. The Huskies, can they extend their lead? Davis off the screen, loses his handle momentarily. Was it off of the guard or Napper? It looks to have been. Battle in the backcourt all over the place. Bodies flying. It was a kick ball finally called on Tongue. It'll remain Husky ball. Take a second to breathe there after that sequence of events. We'll head to immediate timeout. 54-47, Washington in front of the Broncos. 11:41 to go. You're listening to Blaze Radio. We'll be right back.
Soccer? Football? It doesn't matter what you want to call it, but it's the most popular sport in the world.
From the Champions League to the Premier League to the FA Cup and even more, Across the Pond is here for your fix in football news.
Tune in on Thursday afternoons from 4:30 to 5 p.m. for Across the Pond with hosts Casey Smith,
Andrew Evans,
and Seth Golefsky.
Welcome to 4 on 4, where we have all 4 experts on the 4 major sports. Join Sammy Newt, Dylan Wickman, Justin DeHaas, and Sean Brennan on Blaze Radio as they break down an exciting semester of sports that includes the MLB postseason, top NFL storylines, the biggest offseason news from the NBA and NHL, and anything relevant happening in the sports world. At the end of the day, we're just 4 roommates that love to talk sports, so join the conversation. Listen live on BlazeRadioOnline.com every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Arizona time, or if you missed us, check us out on Spotify, where you can hear all of our shows.
You know, I feel like I love too deeply. I totally get it, man. My family's everything to me. Girl, I'm talking about Harry Styles. Oh. Join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. for the Fangirl Forum, starring Timber Claire and Jaslyn Gonzalez. Channel your inner fangirl.
You come here to have fun.
Whee!
You also come for one thing more.
I'll pay you a Chipotle bowl, and Jake will pay for the chips.
And of course, the hard-hitting questions.
Hard to ask any of us that question.
Correct.
It's Furtado and Seymour, Thursday mornings from 8 to 10 at BlazeRadioLine.com.
You're listening to Arizona State Student Radio.
Surveys, throws right side wide open and sending a bread basket of Tyson. Touchdown, Devils!
This is KASC Blaze Radio. BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Continuation of the Acrisure series. It's a championship game between the Washington Huskies and the Santa Clara Broncos. Right now, it's a 54-47 lead for the Huskies. 11:41 remaining in the second half. Blake Neiman, Andres Armenta here. The producer, Ryan Sikora, finally joining us here for the final 11 minutes. We'll see if he sticks around. Blake, Washington on a 1, making 1 for the last 7, has allowed Santa Clara to kind of nibble their way back into this game, you'd say?
Yeah, I mean, Santa Clara is starting to put some things together, starting to get into some offensive sets, but I would just say that the Huskies have, kind of just tapered off a little bit. The aggression has still been there. It's just the shot making hasn't been there as much. Now, you also have to factor in that third foul picked up by Gray Osobor is huge. When he is not on the floor, that takes a lot away from what the Huskies can do. He's back on it now, though.
Yeah, good point there, Blake. We'll see how much they attack him maybe to get his 4th and 5th foul. We'll see how long or if that may happen. Inbound for the Huskies on the far side. They'll work with DJ Davis. There's that man, Osobor, with it down low. Guarded, finding a cutting Iheanacho. A nice layup for Iheanacho. 56-47. Huskies with the lead. Napper, more minutes here in the second half. Didn't see him at all in the first. He'll take a screen from Tongue, try to dish it down low to Tongue. Good find. Tongue can't finish it, though.
That's a bad miss by Tongue. Great pass in court vision by Napper.
Rebound by Harris. Down the other way is Washington. DJ Davis guarded by Napper on the far side wing. Now switched on it by Tongue. Double team momentarily, but Osibor opened up. Try to put a no-look pass down low to Harris, but it gets tipped defensively. I think that was Adama off a ball there, right, Blake? That tip that went away?
Yeah, it looks like it from what I saw. It'll stay Husky basketball.
Inacho to inbound. Osibor to receive. We'll try to work one-on-one with Tongue. We'll see what happens. Here's the big man using his body. Tongue not letting him do with it. And an and one. What trip is that for the line for him, Blake? His fourth? His third?
It's got to be. He has just found a lot of times to get to the line today. He has been so effective in just how he is able to utilize his body, the way he moves, the quick twitching of his legs, and the way he can get to the cup is quite impressive.
Osibor from the line today is 2 for 4. A chance to make it a three-point play. Does just that. Extends the lead 59-47. He seems to be the key as he heads to the bench now that allows Washington to gain a little bit of more breathing room against this Santa Clara side. Disrupts the game so well for the Huskies. Down the other way. 10:30 to go in the second half. There's Napper, pull-up three-point jumper from the far side wing is good. Brenton Napper from three, 59-50. Santa Clara trying to find their way back into this one. Here's Harris. Top of the key, Breidenbach in for Osibor. Inacho now to handle it. Trying to work off a screen from Breidenbach. Won't do. Under 10 to shoot. Here's a drive by Mason. Nice finish from Mason. The Arizona native makes it a 61-50 lead for Washington. 10 to go in the second half. Down low. Here's Tilley. He's been not there for the Santa Clara so far. Tumbles to his feet. They'll have to reset offensively. Time to do so. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Ball. Working down the left side of the paint, gets fouled in the process before the shot went up, so it'll be an off-ball foul. It'll be an inbound on the baseline.
Yeah, got to give credit on the other end to Washington. Mason on that last drive to the basket really got out in front, did a nice job, full steam ahead to the rack. He's been a good addition to this Husky squad, transferred from Rice.
Akumetu heads to the bench. Inbound here for Napper, baseline. We'll float it up to Tilley. Tilley thought he got traveled. Yep, he did travel. He's confused, but his feet moved one too many times, Blake, and it's a turnover again for Santa Clara.
It's been a really rough afternoon for the Broncos in terms of their ball possession and how they have utilized their offense. It's just not been what you've typically seen from the Santa Clara team. I mean, you look at the stat sheet, 12 turnovers, that ain't going to cut it.
61-50, 9:30 to go in the second half. The Huskies out in front. And there's a tip ball. It was trying to be fed inside from Mason to Abagor, who's newly inserted into the game. Osibor, excuse me. Tilley got his hand to it. It'll be a Husky inbound on their baseline. 17 on the shot clock. Osibor receives it. Staring down Tilley. Christoph Tilley, does he have a response here for the big man? He's been dominating him all afternoon, and he continues it. Too small, he says, Blake, too small.
Too small indeed. He's got that big body.
63-59 to go in the second half. Santa Clara doesn't seem to have an answer. Ball to handle it now. Ball work on an Asabar. Had a chance to go for the layup, didn't take it. Leaves it for Maki now cutting across the paint. He gets his to go. Maki with the layup. Makes it a 63-52 lead for Washington. We'll head to a quick break. Under 9 to go here in the second half at the Acrisure Arena. Huskies trying to see this one out for a championship win on day 3 of the Acrisure Invitational. We'll be right back. You're listening to Blaze Radio.
A new season of Sun Devil basketball is back on Blaze.
Collins works left-hand side, steps back, pretty much the same spot. Collins rattles it in. Jemiah Neal out in front, throws it down.
Listen to every home game and select away games from ASU men's and women's hoops right here on Blaze Radio. Find the full schedule and broadcast information at blazeradioonline.com.
Welcome to 4 on 4, where we have all four experts on the four major sports. Join Sammy Newt, Dylan Wickman, Justin DeHaas, and Sean Brennan on Blaze Radio as they break down an exciting semester of sports that includes the MLB postseason, top NFL storylines, the biggest offseason news from the NBA and NHL, and anything relevant happening in the sports world. At the end of the day, we're just four roommates that love to talk sports, so join the conversation. Listen live on blazeradioonline.com every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Arizona time, or if you missed us, check us out on Spotify, where you can hear all of our shows.
Welcome to Basketball Into the Multiverse, where each week we take an NBA what-if scenario and we apply it to the NBA and see how that can alter basketball history. Join us every Thursday at 7:30 with Jacob Shanker,
Crawford McKinstry, and Justin Lacertosa.
Soccer? Football? It doesn't matter what you want to call it, but it's the most popular sport in the world.
From the Champions League to the Premier League to the FA Cup and even more, Across the Pond is here for your fix in football news.
Tune in on Thursday afternoons from 4:30 to 5 p.m. for Across the Pond with hosts Casey Smith,
Andrew Evans,
and Seth Golefsky.
Huskies in front, under 9 to go here in Acrisure Arena for this championship matchup. Blake, we talked about it at the half, we talked about it in the first half. It's been a tale of turnovers and mishandling for the Santa Clara side.
Yeah, you look at Santa Clara so far, 12 turnovers. Huskies have capitalized with 19 points off those turnovers. That's really been the disparity in the game. Early on, it was mainly those second chance points to the offensive rebounds of the Huskies, which has still been relevant, but it's mainly been those turnovers because the Huskies have really pounced and capitalized on every opportunity.
To inbound for the Huskies on the far side baseline will be Osibor. Oh, excuse me, won't be Osibor, my apologies. It's going to be Tyler Harris. We haven't seen much of today, but the Huskies have done fairly well without him, producing offensively, that is.
Harris with no points after a 24-point showing against Colorado State.
The man who's given them most of the points, Osibor there, turns the ball over, driving on Tilly. That time he's able to hold his own. O'Neal, that is, excuse me. So here's Santa Clara with 8:30 remaining in the second half. Down 63-52. Working his mock. He gets his man to jump, goes up for the layup. No foul called on the rebound, though. It's put in by Mahi.
Mahi's really been showing up in the second half. He's now had 11 of his 13 total points in the latter part of the game.
Big. 63-54. Huskies in front. Osibor. Thought about leaving it for the trailing Husky, but instead leaves it to Iheanacho. Iheanacho back to Osibor. And trying to go back to Davis, and it's a turnover for Osibor down the other way. Lightning fast is Stewart Jr. 63-56 now, Santa Clara, 2 quick buckets.
Yeah, Stewart Jr., the leading scorer and part of the driving force of this 6-0 run.
7:45 to go in the second half. Stewart Jr. guarding DJ Davis. His layup goes array, and Santa Clara can take advantage here. Elijah Mahi, far side wing, guarded by Osibor. Will he look for a screen? He does. Instead leaves it for O'Neal. Now Mahi driving on Osibor, right by him, gets the layup. No foul called, but they cut the lead again, the Broncos do, 63-58.
Continuation of this run, they're 3 of their last 3 from the field.
They've looked a lot sharper coming out of that timeout. 7 to go in the second half. And Santa Clara making it interesting down the stretch. It's been all Huskies all afternoon. DJ Davis thought about going to Osibor here on the near side wing. Instead goes to the point for Iheanacho. Iheanacho back to Davis. 5 on the shot clock. Davis has to pull up from deep. Won't go. Rebound going the other way. Esminger handling it. Now to O'Neal. On the near side to Maki. He's been their go-to guy offensively. Matched up against Osibor. He liked this the other turnaround. Pull-up jumper from 3. Won't go that time. Here come the Huskies. 63-58, and a timeout's called. Osibor looks slow coming up across half court. And it's an 8-0 run for the Santa Clara Broncos. They'll look to continue their domination coming out of this timeout. We'll step aside. 63-58. Huskies still in front. And here come the Broncos. More to come on Blaze Radio.
Hey guys, we're Liv and Maddie. And this is our specialty show, Out of Tune, on Blaze Radio. If you listen to music, we like to talk about it. Tune in for live concert coverage and ticket giveaways. On Mondays at 2:30 to 3. Tune in!
We were just a couple of posers with guitars. They were always out of tune.
Yes, sir. Nah, I'm hearing what you're saying, but like, what's your take though? Yeah, he's cool, but Heisman? That team don't got nobody on there who could shoot any type of threes. I'm supposed to believe they're a playoff team? You're not answering the question. The question is, who is the better football team right now? Hey, I like that take right there. Tune in to Let's Talk Takes every week, hosted by me, Devin Henderson, where I bring in different guests each week and we debate the most pressing topics in a variety of sports. I'm talking NFL, NBA, college basketball, college football. We even gonna talk about some soccer. Tune in every week, Thursday, 2 to 3 p.m. right here on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hey guys, we're Liv and Maddie. And this is our specialty show, Out of Tune, on Blaze Radio. If you listen to music, we like to talk about it. Tune in for live concert coverage and ticket giveaways. On Mondays at 2:30 to 3. Tune in!
We were just a couple of posers with guitars. They were always out of tune.
You're listening to Arizona State Student Radio. Scout with the 30 to the near side of the 20. 15 stays inbounds and scores. This is KASC Blaze Radio. BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Back here at Acrisure Arena for the closing minutes of what's been an interesting matchup, Blake. Right now, it's a 63-58 lead for the Washington Huskies, but they've gone scoreless in the last 3 minutes, and Santa Clara has taken advantage of that.
Santa Clara has, been able to find its offensive juice. It's been able to get their feet back under them, and it's all been behind the production of Elijah Mahi. He has been fantastic in the second half. 13 of his 15 points. He has been the driving force of this Broncos comeback, and now everyone else is hopping on for the ride.
5 for 11 from the field. Maki, you see it just watching it. He has so much energy offensively. The Huskies have not found a response here. Inbound for the Huskies, 63-58. 6:15 remaining in the second half. Huskies got to settle themselves back into this one if you want to withhold their lead. Court right, far side to Osibor. Going to get the big man going again. Osibor trying to take it into his own hands. Going up against Essinger. 2 on the shot clock. Something has to go right on time. Nope, won't go. It was a three-pointer by Harris. Would have been his first points of the evening, but it wasn't in time. Shot clock went off. Turnover. Santa Clara ball.
Yeah, they're going to need him a little bit down the stretch if the Huskies do not want to surrender their largest lead that they've had.
Now here's Santa Clara through Stewart Jr. He turns the ball over. Harris knocked it away momentarily. Still scrambling for it on both sides. Will it be a tie-up called? It will, as it was Ensminger who fell on top of it. Jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Huskies. Not ideal there. It was a bad ball handling by Stewart Jr. Turned it over, caused the chaos, and the Huskies can take advantage here.
Good chance for the Huskies to get some momentum back, try and slow down this Santa Clara, express. The train has been rolling recently.
63-58, Huskies moving the ball all across the court here. Court right, pulls up for the three-pointer, won't go. Excuse me, faked it, I should say. Finds an open shooter in the corner, step back three-point jumper. Davis gets that one to go. Big shot for DJ Davis. And Santa Clara has to respond. 66-58. 5:20 to go in the second half. Here's Ball. Thought about the three-pointer. Instead brings it back out. Working on the wing against Courtwright. Gets the layup. Won't go. Courtwright used his body well. Made it difficult. On the rebound is Osibor. And the Huskies will bring it up. 5 to go in the second half. 66-58. Huskies in front. Here's Diallo, the freshman. He was good in the first half. He's kind of gone quiet. Now is the ball getting at the point. Working on the left side of the paint. Finding an open shooter, and Harris, his three-pointer off the front of the rim twice and mishandled on the rebound. Washington ball again. Maki couldn't corral it. It's 66-58 with 4:30 to go in the second half, and it's a Husky possession all over again. Under 10 to shoot.
Making now 14 offensive boards for the Dogs.
Osibor working down low, guarded nicely that time by O'Neal, and a turnover. Down the other way, Stewart Jr., won't go. His layup too strong. And a foul called on Esminger. He just got way too handsy down low with Diallo, that is.
From the foul, number 44.
Yeah, Stewart Jr. with a 1-on-2 is trying to power his own way to the cup, but couldn't quite fully get there.
Santa Clara, after being so hot, has not now scored in their last 3 minutes. It was a foul that put Washington into the bonus, so at the line will be Diallo. His first free throw is good.
It shows it's a beneficial timeout by Danny Sprinkle. Being able to shorten up that momentum and sway it back in Washington's way.
67-58. Huskies in front. Diallo looking to extend it, and he does. Flushes that one through, 2 for 2 from the line. Now it's a 10-point lead reestablished for the Huskies, and the dominance that we saw earlier has seemed to find its resurgence. Maki in the corner of the ball. Ball back to Maki. Guarded by DJ Davis. Maki on the screen now, switched onto Harris. Near side wing, 15 on the shot clock. Maki trying to work, turn around, pull up, layup. Too strong, off the back of the board. On the rebound is Osibor. 3:45 remaining in the second half. The Huskies have a chance to see this one out if they can remain dominant down the stretch with a 10-point advantage. Courtwright to Diallo. Diallo waiting for somebody to make a move down low. Off-ball foul is not called on DJ Davis, who has it now. Open shooter and Harris swinging it around to the Huskies. They got to get something up with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Not even touching the rim. There was a shot from Louis Courtwright. And a missed opportunity will send us to the second media timeout of this half. It's a reestablished 10-point lead for the Huskies. They've gone 1 for the last 7, but they're still finding themselves out in front. We'll be right back for the final 3 minutes here in Acrisure Arena. You're listening to Blaze Radio.
Hi, I'm Casey McNulty. And I'm Brooklyn Cohen. And welcome to the Hot Well, we've got you covered. As 2 former athletes and current sports journalists, we offer the perspective of what it's like to be on the field or court or pool. So tune in every week at 10 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com. See you in the hot seat.
Tyler Bednar, wake up. What time is it? It's bedtime. Okay, then why are you waking me up? No, it's time for It's Bedtime. It's a specialty show on Blaze Radio. That sounds cool. When does it air and what do you talk about? The show takes place every Wednesday from 11 to 11:30 p.m. I recap the past week of sports with special guests. That sounds awesome, Tyler. I'm going to start tuning in on blazeradioonline.com.
You're listening to Arizona State Student Radio.
Surveys, throws right side wide open and Santa Dribble basket of Tyson. Touchdown, Devils!
This is KASC Blaze Radio, BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Back at Acrisure Arena for the final 3 minutes and 21 seconds of what's been an interesting matchup. Lake Washington taking on Santa Clara. A 10-point lead reestablished for the Huskies off of the back of two poor offensive showings for both sides in the last few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, Washington 1 of 7 from the field, and Santa Clara 0 for their last 4 from the field. Haven't scored in dang near 4 minutes. Santa Clara seemed to have this second half spark. They had an 8-0 burst, but that flame has since dwindled in just a small, ever-burning candle.
Santa Clara to inbound it now. Maki, the primary ball handler, really this entire game. Double teamed right now. Now has space. Finding an open shooter in the near side. Now top of the three-point line is Stewart Jr. And his shot won't go, too strong. 3 minutes to go exactly in the second half. A 10-point lead for Washington. They're in absolutely no rush to bring this ball up the court.
They are not. They're taking their sweet time. They got a 10-point lead, though. They got the cushion. It's on Santa Clara to try and place some ball pressure on it because right now there is none.
Open three-point look for Harris. Finally! The man who shot and made 24 points yesterday gets his first 3 of the afternoon. 71-58. 2:30 to go in the second half. Another three-point attempt on the other side is Stewart Jr. He's good. Pure from the far side wing. Reestablishes a 10-point lead for the Huskies. Full court press here for Santa Clara, but Washington's breaking through it with ease. Court right up top to Harris. Now cross court to Davis. Davis keeping the ball on his left hip.
Yeah,
Motion
and
across
Washington
Diallo.
can take their time here, and I think this is the strategy from Danny Sprinkle. You got a double-digit lead with 2 minutes to go. Absorb as much clock as you can. But Santa Clara, they're playing off the ball.
Yeah, at what point do you start fouling here for Santa Clara? Rebound coming the other way after the miss is Santa Clara. Stewart Jr. outside of O'Neal. Gets Abagor off his feet. And his shot, no foul called. He was stumbling as he was trying to take it, O'Neal. Had a rough day today. Huskies down the other way.
There is zero ball pressure right now from Santa Clara. They have thrown in the towel.
Yeah, it looks to be just that, Blake. With 1:30 remaining in the second half, down by 10. The Broncos now trying to foul, but I mean, that's just what's the
There
point?
was 3 minutes on the clock. Now they didn't have to foul, but they just needed some more 2-3 zone pressures, some 1-3-1 half-court traps. They needed to place some ball pressure on them, but they were just, Washington was able to just dribble it out, meander around. You can't have that happen.
Now, we talked about in the pregame as Diallo's at the line for his first, misses it. Rebound the other way, Santa Clara. Santa Clara's had a rough schedule to open up their non-conference play, but a loss like this, in the manner in which they lost it, a layup here by Stewart Jr. down low. We'll keep it here on the timeout with 1:18 remaining here. 71-63, Washington looking like they're going to take the victory here, but going back to my point, Blake, they've had a tough schedule to open up their season, but a loss here in the manner in which they did it, I think is going to hurt them in the long run.
You know, and I think we got to give Washington some more credit than I initially gave them. Like, I thought this Washington team was going to be the Washington teams I've always seen, which are, you know, a few talented players here and there. They had the Pac-12 leading scorer last year in Keon Brooks Jr., and they've had some good players come through there through the years, but never really the full unit come together. Seems like this Washington team is really starting to piece together. Now you look at it, 6-1 with a win today to start the season. That's highly impressive for Danny Sprinkle taking over this program in just his first season.
On paper, they've been the team you would expect them to be. Washington, that is. They have the veteran presence, have the awareness to make the right decisions down the stretch, to get the offensive rebounds, force the turnovers, come alive in the second half, and withhold the lead that they had heading into it.
And this is big because this is a huge burst of momentum heading into just Big 12 play already, Big 10 play, already next week.
Full court trap, and it's defended nicely, but it'll go out of bounds. Ensminger. And you talk about that Big Ten schedule, they'll play their former Pac-12 foes, UCLA and USC, to open up their play. For Santa Clara, the next game's coming up is going to be against McNeese State on the 3rd of December, and then Fresno State, who played in this tournament, on the 7th. We're having an official review right now to see who it went off of there. Enzminger was there defensively, trying to set the trap for Santa Clara. It went out of bounds. The ball handler at the moment was Makai Mason. Enzminger emphatic that it was off of Mason. It's a 71-63 advantage for Washington. 1:15 remaining in this game, in the championship game, the second game today. Blake, you had the first one, the third place matchup with TCU.
Yeah, so Washington gets to go home with some holiday wins. Got a very successful trip out of this, coming down from the northwest to the southwest and really taking care of business down here. I think that you got to give Danny Sprinkle some credit, especially if he can keep this going into Big Ten play. I'm so intrigued to see how other sports outside of football, the major sports like men's basketball, are going to be impacted by the travel as well, especially in packed arenas and cold places during the heart of winter, how it's going to affect a team like Washington.
It'll be Santa Clara ball, or Stewart Jr. is on the baseline like he's going to inbound it, and it will be that. So Santa Clara ball, 1:15 to go, 71-63, Huskies in front. Stewart Jr. to inbound. Trying to find somebody, has to get it in now, and he does. Maki up top, near side wing, behind the three-point arc. Crossing into ball, people thought he traveled, he didn't, or at least it wasn't called. His layup not strong enough off the front of the rim. Trying to set a full court trap now, Santa Clara. Just show some fight here in the closing minutes. Final 60 seconds, and a foul is finally called. It's going to be Tyler Harris who drew it. He'll head to the line to add to his very small total today.
Yeah, Harris just hasn't had it, but that's the great thing that we've learned about this Husky squad is they don't need their main guy to be going at all, and they can still be successful against a very good mid-major opponent.
And not to say it was a one-off by Harris yesterday, but he's not necessarily their main point getter. The sophomore, I mean, he's averaging 14 this season, no doubt about it. But Osibor, who we saw made his impact known throughout this one, was really their main go-getter. 71-63, free throw was missed. 50 seconds to go here, pull-up jumper, far side, three-pointer missed, rebound Santa Clara, Enzminger will put it in for two. 71-65 now, 48.2 to go. Enzminger full court press. And forces the foul. Court right will head to the line. Final day of games here at the Acrisure Arena in Palm Desert. Blake Lehman joining us for the last bit of it. Here yesterday, some Thanksgiving. How were the games yesterday? I was at Joshua Tree.
I thought the games were a little bit sloppy offensively, I can't lie, but the ASU nightcap was very entertaining, and we'll see them again in the other championship game.
It'll be one women's game today in St. Louis versus USC. Juju Watkins will be in action.
That's coming up next.
Talk about Arizona State. They'll face St. Mary's in their championship bracket. And in the third place team, or in the third place game, I should say, it's going to be USC versus New Mexico on the men's side of things. And that'll round things off here from Acrisure Arena today. But still, more to come. We got to finish this one up. 45.8 remaining. Court right missed the second free throw, made the first. 71-65. 40 seconds to go in this one to close it out. Maki in the paint, layup, it's good. He's had a great game. Too bad it hasn't been much to the support of his fellow teammates. Sending a full court press and drawing the foul is going to be Diallo. Stewart Jr. there to force it. 71-65, 3:47 remaining in the second half. They've been able to bring it, I mean, in my eyes, a lot closer than I thought they would. I don't think they'll come back and win it, Blake, but Santa Clara, when it was a 10-point deficit with a minute to go, really, I brought it to within 71-67.
Yeah, they got it a bit closer, but again,
too little, too late.
They have a 9-0 run right now, but it's too little, too late, like you said.
That one will kind of help their cause, though. Rattled in and out by Diallo. Diallo was perfect up until that point, and he knocks that one through. Down the other way, 72-67. Santa Clara trying to work lightning fast. Stewart Jr. three-pointer off the mark. Hits the rim, and an off-ball foul is called down low on the freshman, Diallo. 5-point lead here for Huskies. They're just trying to see out these last few seconds. 26.9 remaining in the second half. Will be an inbound on the baseline. Stewart Jr. will be the man to do it. It's been a good hand. We'll give it to Mahi here, who's been better. Trying to turn around baseline, go for the layup, contested heavily by Courtwright. His shot won't go. Out of bounds, last touch by Husky. 19.5 to go, 72-67. Washington with the lead. Osobor looking to re-enter the game here. And he'll probably do that coming out of this timeout. We'll keep it here just to chat more about what we've seen in these closing minutes. Again, a good effort, I think, from Santa Clara in the final 90 seconds, if you want to say. But in the final 3 minutes, it wasn't what you would expect from them to do if they wanted to come back and win this one.
Yeah, but this is pretty bad for Santa Clara to be at now 2-6 to start the season before you even begin WCC play. This Santa Clara team is not looking like its typical contender like Nature. And that's going to be something that they're going to have to navigate and figure out over this stretch of December, because it does not get any easier once they get into WCC play. They'll have, you know, an easier game against McNeese State, but then they got to go play Fresno State and Mountain West program and then get into WCC action.
Santa Clara to inbound with 19 remaining seconds, that is. Here's Maki on the turnaround floor in the middle of the paint. Won't go. Body's fumbling for the ball right now. Everybody's hitting the floor. Nothing is being called. And finally a foul is. Maki slapping the ball that he caught. I think he'll head to the line here. (72-67). Washington in front, but a chance here for Mahi to cut into the lead a little bit with exactly 11 seconds remaining in this game. It's a third place game, or excuse me, not the third place game, the championship game. The third place game was just before this one with TCU and Colorado State. That one went into overtime. It was Colorado State that came out on top.
Colorado State did win that one over TCU.
First free throw was pure. Next one from Mahi is also good. So now a 3-point game with 11 seconds remaining, Blake. I know we were talking about this one being well out of reach for Santa Clara, but have they gotten themselves in a position here to sneak one out late? They'll have to foul on the inbound quickly. Head to the line. Hopefully you put somebody on the line that's going to miss at least one of your shots. It'll put you at a 4-point game, right? So even more difficult. What are you talking about if you're a head coach Herb Sendick in his 9th season at Santa Clara, 31st overall?
Well, you're trying to set something up that can create some havoc for the Huskies, make it difficult for them to inbound, hopefully get a violation or a quick foul. But 11 seconds, that's a decent chunk of time.
What was it? Tracy McGrady had 13 points in like 11 seconds, something like that?
I think it was like...
Santa Clara would love to have him right now. That was a crazy sequence of events. If that happens now, this Acrisure series would have given us everything we've asked for. It's been a fun 3 days.
That it has.
Coming out of the timeout. 11 seconds exactly remaining. 72-69. Washington to inbound. The Broncos all over them, and a foul is called, and it was a foul. Jake Ensminger put all of his body weight onto Harris and pushed him out of bounds, but the officials called the foul before that happened. That took off just 1 second off the clock.
Broncos foul number 44, Jake Ensminger.
Big free throws here for Harris. It could really get interesting if he misses one, and even more so if he misses both.
Big time free throws coming up.
The man who's been quiet all afternoon. We've talked about the performance he had yesterday. Shot 1 for 7 from the field, only has 3 points. 0 for 1 from the line. Santa Clara has got 4 players down, 2 on either side of the paint. Harris, 1 dribble, 2, sets himself, puts it up, makes the first one. Needed that one if you're the Huskies. 74-69 now. Or excuse me, 73-69.
Yeah, you definitely want to have your main contributor when it counts the most, and they're relying on Harris in the right moments.
Exactly 10 seconds remain in this one. Harris' second free throw off the front of the rim, off the backboard, and in. 74-69. 10 seconds to go and counting. Now 5. Shot put up from the deep side, and it's going to go out of bounds. It jumped off the rim. It was a shot from Stewart Jr. on the far side wing. Sailed up so high off of the rim that it hit the scoreboard, or the shot clock, I should say. And that's counted out of bounds. 3 seconds in this one. Unless Santa Clara fouls fairly quickly, which they might. This might do it. Abelgor, like a wide receiver all the way down the lane, will flush it with 2 hands. Raise the roof with 1.1 seconds to go. And that'll do things for us here at Acrisure Arena. Final shot goes away from Kozi Akumetu. And in the final score of this championship game on day 3, the Huskies come out on top, 76-69. The Broncos, their effort just a little bit too late, Blake Neiman.
Yeah, it's been Herb Sendek's got to get going back to the chalkboard and really deeply evaluate what has gone wrong with his Santa Clara program. The Broncos being 2-6 to start the season, it's been a while since that has happened.
You're right, Blake. They'll fall to 2-6, or excuse me, 3-5. That is. Huskies will improve to 6-1 on the season. Blake, if you're the Huskies now, I'll give you one more question before you head to break, and then give you the games that'll come up here momentarily. For the Huskies, a lot of bright spots on this one. You see the connection that you have with Osibor, and when Harris can get it going, a team that can maybe make some noise down the stretch, maybe when March comes around?
Yeah, I think it's a viable possibility. The Big Ten always gets a ton of bids into the NCAA tournament, like 8 to 9 bids per year, and if Washington can find its way into the upper half of the conference, which I think is a viable possibility, they already look better than USC, who we saw get smacked last night by St. Mary's, and UCLA continues to be in a down year. Washington could be the best contender on the West Coast in the Big Ten.
A reminder of the games we got coming up. Don't go anywhere. It's Juju Watkins and USC going up against St. Louis on the men's side of things to round out the tournament and the day. St. Mary's against Arizona State. And finally, USC versus New Mexico in the nightcap. It's been a pleasure having you here. Don't go anywhere. More to come here on Blaze Radio. Your final score, Washington 76, Santa Clara 69. You've been listening to Blaze Radio.